You've been a storyteller in many forms as an actor, theater maker, TV director, and writer, and now a feature film director. Could you tell us a little bit about when you first fell in love with storytelling?
Um, I I think when I was younger, stories were the most had the most impact on me. Um, I had a very hyperactive imagination. I actually had a lot of imaginary friends, which made me probably look crazy because I was like talking to them in the world. My grandma was a very good storyteller. She would tell these like kind of epic sweeping stories to me, and I would believe them until I realized that maybe she was adding a bit of fantasy to them to them when I got older. But I think that was my first introduction to story. The weird thing is actually I saw the impact that story could have social justice wise when I lived in Keta. We Peter Adalate and I started this company after school in Keta Secondary School called Bright Future Arts International. And it was just basically an after school program for arts. But what I noticed is that because I had this American accent, a lot of students that were very close in my age would be like, oh, she knows more, she has answers. And I was like, I don't actually have the answers. Like we're really close in age, and I'm just a little lost maybe at that point in
Mm,
my life. And I thought we need to give agency back to this community. And I thought in that moment, storytelling was a great way. Like, what if they take and write stories and then we'll put them up for in Keta? And so we did that. The students wrote and talked about things that were affecting them. And then we created little sketches and skits and we put up basically kind of like a talent show in Keta. And we didn't do much advertising, but it was enough because Keta's kind of small. And we had this big audience turnout from the community, and the students got to kind of present the things that were affecting them. And from that, like you said, conversation started
mm,
and movement happened, but we were talking about things that were local and were impacting people like directly there and then, and what the students wanted to say. And I kind of saw that, and I think Peter and I saw that and thought this is where a story has like a huge impact.
mm.
It has the ability to actually shift and change culture from a micro level to a macro. And then I just thought, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. Like I want to be a storyteller, but I want to kind of have a social justice lean to my stories.